Welcome back, guys, to Neo Racing. We are doing a BTCC support race series tonight. Just a one-off, and off we go. Ginetta Juniors, Donington Park. As our blade's disconnected, that's why his car looks like it's doing a wheelie. But off we go. Everyone down towards the first corner. Here we go, a little bit of rubbing in the middle. Footman and TY contact. Oh, it's all happening. Camera's gone funny again. Typical Project Cars replay. Everyone else through. As we head down the hill now, it should be a close race, this one. Looking further back, and now the camera goes to, we are looking at Bidster now, right behind seat one, practically trying to push him around the hairpin. And out the other side, Neil and Jay Houston for the lead. As we come towards McLean's now, we've got a little bit more of a scrap further back. Bidster having a look up the inside of Seek and going through. Bidster into 5th place, Seek down to 6th, but he's not giving up the out of fight. He's still back up the outside, but he's not going to be on the correct side for the next corner. Neil Farmack and Jay Houston for the lead. Oh, close as you like. Jay Houston around the outside of Neil there and makes the move stick, so well done. But Jay Houston takes the lead from Neil, Callum, Keith. And then we've got Bidster in 5th place, was just ahead of seat 1. Stevie up the inside of seat there. Seat covers it off at the last minute, not allowing him through. As the camera goes funny again, and who was that on the grass? I think that was Stevie going backwards on the grass there. As close as you like in the middle. There he goes, there's TY. Here's a replay of the first lap going into the chicane. As we're on the brakes, Jay Houston on the inside, but he thinks it's a GP circuit and goes round the wrong way, flagging up cones, goes onto the gravel, rejoins and spins round as he does so. So unlucky there for Jay Houston, thought it was the wrong track. As we look into the first corner, we've got seat 1 up the inside of... Oh, that's... Who's that going off? That's Blakeney going off we're looking at. Yeah, that's Blakeney. I thought it was another car then for a minute, so unlucky there for Blakeney in the gravel as we look at TY coming down the hill. And just a bit further behind we've got a battle between Seek and Footman. Footman in the white car, Seek in the black one. Footman having a look, Stevie having a look at him as well. Seek 1 goes wide, Footman goes through. Did Stevie make it? Oh, the camera will get... yeah, there he goes, yep, Seek going backwards there. So Seek, unfortunately, going backwards. Callum battling for the lead now. We've got 3 for the lead. I wish the cameras had sorted themselves out. Oh, slide from Neil Farmack out of the corner. Bidster into 2nd place now. Bidster's past Callum. So Bidster up to 2nd place now. As we go out of Coppice onto the back straight. Still very close, anything could happen here as we look at Bidster approaching the back of Neil Farmack here into the chicane. Neil Farmack takes plenty of curve, that's going to ruin his exit. Bidster's right behind him now. Bidster looking right, looking left, he goes to the right. Neil Farmack doesn't cover it off, leaves the door open. Bidster's up the inside. Bidster looking to take the lead. Grids were randomised in this, that's why you see a few people further back than what they usually are, and Bidster at the inside. Neil Farmack goes on the grass, takes a sign out with him, takes a shed out because it was a shed sign. As we go down the Craner curve now, Bidster in the lead. Neil, there he is, falling back into 4th place. I think TY might have a look at Callum here. Is he having a little look? No, he's not. He's not going to do it there. Let's have a little look further back and see what's happening further back down the field. Oh, we've got a... Who's that off the track? I think that's Arzadar Blade, or is it Blakeney? It's Blakeney. Blakeney taking the Rallycross route. As we look back at the front, there's Bidster with Callum right behind him there, and TY right behind Callum, so let's keep an eye on this. Oh, the car off in the background. Who was that? I think that's Footman going backwards. So Footman goes round. As we look now at Bidster, Callum going down the back straight. Bidster defending. TY looking round the outside. TY goes past Callum on momentum into the chicane. So as we come out of the chicane here, it's going to look like it's going to be another classic Bidster versus TY battle. No, Bidster gets a bit of a bad run. TY gets a fantastic run going around the outside. in down towards Redgate across the line. TY slightly in front, but Bidster's got the line into the corner. Bidster's got the inside line. TY goes around the outside, but no, doesn't manage to hold on to it, and Bidster resumes the lead. Callum's still right behind him. Let's have a look further. Actually, we'll not look further back because the gaps are a bit more spread out now, so we'll stick with this front leading bunch as we go around the old hairpin. TY starting to get a little bit sideways now. Callum with the momentum, catching him up. So we'll keep an eye on TY and Callum for now, just to see if the gap closes up anymore. So there we are, going round McLean's. Bidster to the inside. TY very, very wide round the outside, but that's not going to do him any favours there. Callum's right behind him now, so Neil's dropped off a bit. So through Coppice corner, onto the back straight. It's a good little car, this Ginetta Junior. It's a car that you can drive very aggressively and throw around. Let's have a little look back, and I think we've got Blakeney and Stevie quite close here. Sorry, Blakeney in seat 1, beg your pardon. Still quite close into Coppice. Blakeney goes round seat 1 in following suit, and meanwhile TY and Bidster still very close up the front. Halfway through this race now. Lap 5 out of 10, so we're just approaching the halfway point as we go around Redgate. TY still keeping close to the back of Bidster. Callum takes the rallycross route. You can see every time I change camera, the camera has to pan back. It's like it has to reset itself. So again, apologies for the Project Cars replay quality. You can see RZR Blade there in 12th place. He's unfortunately disconnected, so he's not in the running of this race anymore, as Neil Farmack goes wide at Old Hairpin there, but manages to recover and keep going. Meanwhile, TY Bidster still half a second in it. One mistake from Bidster and TY will be right up his backside. Bidster drifting it round McLean's as we come now up to Coppice corner. Uphill, blind entry, over the curb, run it wide on exit, get that power down. Beautiful corner, Coppice, and it's a beautiful track, Donington Park. Very underrated in most motorsports. It's a good track. As we now look back at Blakeney and Seeker, who are quite close, I think. There we are. We've got practically side by side coming out of Starkey's. We've got, I think it's, yeah, Blakeney and Stevie. Sorry, I thought it was Seeker, but no, it's Blakeney and Stevie, and Blakeney gives way. Stevie goes through. Stevie through into 10th place. Blakeney back down to 11th. Let's have a check in with the midfield bunch. There's Neil Farmack with Keith behind in the 2 red and black cars. They're going to be teammates in the next championship, so they're rocking the team black colours already. But it's all individual points tonight, just as a one-off series. So it's Bidster in the lead from TY. TY's dropped off by about a couple of tenths there. So you can see him just starting to fall back as Bidster goes through Old Hairpin. Beautiful line there from Bidster, and as we look at TY, we can't really see because the camera has to pan. Oh, he's gone on the grass, so he's lost some more time there. It shows you one mistake in the Ginetta Junior and you lose all your momentum. You've got to really try and keep your momentum up. Because if you're one little mistake and like that, he's lost a whole second due to just putting a wheel on the grass. As we look a bit further back, Jamo and Footman close together, coming in towards McLean's. Jamo slightly defends, Footman practically pushing him into the corner. As we go round the right-hander at McLean's, up the hill towards Coppice. Blind entrance, over the curb. Beautiful lines by both. Jamo slightly wider than Footman there, might have lost a bit of momentum, he might have had to lift. You can see Footman just starting to close in. He'll be in the draft now. Not much of a draft in these cars because they only do about 100 mile an hour, 110 mile an hour, but still, it's enough. And it's close racing as we go through the chicane now. Beautiful lines there taken by both. There's a little bit of a squirm there by Jamo, just kicking the back end out a bit. It's very early on the power, but all still close. Yeah, these Ginetta Juniors are roughly about 115 horsepower, 110, 115 horsepower. Very light indeed, rear wheel drive. So, very good cars to drive. They're one of the best handling cars you can drive. And obviously with a car that handles well means that you can drive it with confidence and drive it well. So, let everyone showing the best of their abilities here. Jamo slightly squirmy there, but just pushing hard. Footman trying to close up. Jamo runs a bit wide. He's got to be careful not to do that too much, as like I said before, the momentum will go away, and he will get Footman right behind him like he has now. See, just at the end of that straight, Footman closing up. That was just due to Jamo running wide at that previous corner, but everyone's okay now. Oh, Footman's slightly wide there on the exit of McLean's. You can see how much momentum he's lost now. Lost quite a lot of momentum from that. As we go around Coppis onto the back straight, I think they're slowly catching up Keith. Keith's falling back into the hands of Jamo here. He's going to try and find some pace from somewhere. Meanwhile, just for a quick run through the order on lap 7 out of 10. Bidster in the lead. There he is, across the line. TY falling back. So Bidster's on the pace here. He's done a 1:26.3. TY's lap, we'll just see come through in a minute. 1:29.7. So TY's made an error on that lap for definite. So Callum in third, Neil fourth, Keith fifth, Jamo sixth, Footman seventh. As quick as that. As we come down towards Redgate, let's see if Footman can close up under brakes this time to Jamo and takes a wider line entrance, which will be quicker out if he can get it on yet. Jamo runs a bit wide there. Footman with a good line through there. Meanwhile, we'll just have a little further look back here. We've got Seek 1. There he is, Seek 1 in the black and red car, and Steve, you can see just Stevie in the background. So Stevie quite close to him now, so that'll be a good little battle to keep his eyes on as well as we come to the latter part of this race. We'll just keep an eye on him through Redgate here and see what happens. As we go through Redgate, good line there from Seek 1, very good driving, and so is Stevie there, so that was good. As we watch here, Jamo, when the camera gets to him, where are they? There they are. Jamo coming through. McLean's, Footman still behind, so still about the same gap. Again, with the Ginetta Juniors, once they spread out, it is hard to try and close a gap because the cars are that competitive and that close together on performance, because obviously they're all the same car. But because the car's not particularly that quick in a straight line anyway, you've got to make up your time in the corners. You can't make up your time on the straights, you've got to make up your time in the corners and also get a good run onto the straights to keep the speed up. It's all about momentum, like I mentioned earlier. As we've got now Callum closing up to the back of TY, so TY's made some more mistakes, a 1:30 from TY. So we'll just keep an eye on TY here, see if he's making more errors, but I think it's not like TY to make that many errors. As you see, he's running wide there, the car's just not driving to his liking. Speaking of wide, Neil goes straight off. There he goes. Neil straight off onto the grass and doing rallycross, and he's lost it. Bang! Into the wall at Hollywood. So there he is, he's on the other side of the screen. There he is, just rejoining there. So unlucky for Neil there, just lost the back end of the car. As we go back to sorry about the cameras, folks. There we go. TY and Callum. So TY must have made a bad error coming out of Old Hairpin there. Callum's alongside. He's got the inside into McLean's, but nope, thinks twice about it. TY resumes the position. He goes wide though. Callum's going to be up the inside up towards Coppis. Don't leave Callum a gap because he'll be in there. He's up the inside now towards Coppis. As we go through Coppis, he should go through. And he does. He goes through, but will TY carry the momentum around the outside? Keep up the speed. Jamo's up to 4th, Footman 5th, because Neil's gone down to 6th after that mistake on Craner Curve. As we go down towards the chicane now, lap 9 out of 10, so we're approaching the last lap now. Bidster just crossed the line onto his last lap. Callum looks like he carried a bit too much speed into there that time, but I think TY copied him. So TY not managing to close up that gap, but we've got to watch out because look, was that orange car in the background there? Jamo's closing up now, wanting a podium place as we go on to the last lap. Round Redgate for the last time. Down the hill, TY running a bit wide, Jamo right behind him now. Jamo within striking distance of TY. In the draft, down Craner Curves. Callum's pulled a bit more of a gap now. Jamo looking left, looking right, just trying to put the pressure on TY, who gets a little slide mid-corner. Will Jamo pop it up the inside? No, he won't, he'll wait. TY runs wide, Jamo goes through. TY, obviously the car's not to his liking at the minute, it's very squirmy. The back end just not doing what it's supposed to do, so he's got to be careful because who's that coming up behind him? It's Footman. Footman coming up behind. He might be within striking distance of TY here. So TY's got to be careful. He's very tentative on that line. Footman's right behind. He's looking at the inside and towards Coppis. He's looking for it. He's got the momentum. He's not alongside yet, though. He's got to be careful. He's got the inside, but he just says no. and forces TY slightly onto the grass and goes through to 4th place. A bit of a block pass there, but through into 4th place anyway. As we look now, here's a replay on board with TY, and the last lap, because he's Footman up the inside of us here into Coppice, and Footman doesn't go for the line, just comes across and across and across, and TY has to brake and avoid being took off the track. As we look now, Bizda crosses the line to win the Ginetta Junior race, the first race of the BTCC Support Series. So well done to Bizda, good race there. Callum's going to come through in 2nd position. So Callum comes through 2nd. There he is. Jamo's going to be 3rd from Footman. TY, Neil, Keith in the background. There he is, there's Keith. Jay Hewson is going to be 8th, there he is, and Stevie is just going to keep Seek at bay for 9th place. Seek will be 10th and Blakeney will be 11th. So there's your winner, guys. When the camera gets to him, there's Bidster, the winner. So we'll see you guys next time. Take care.